Okay, that didn't turn out how I wanted it to. What's up, fam? What am I saying? In this video, I literally wanted to try something new, so I wanted to show me trying to do a practical effect shot for just an image of this 2025 Secret Wars Iceman, which was a lot more difficult than I thought. So let's just jump into it and check the setup and come with me on this journey of adventure, excitement. Freezer's not freezing and Iceman's not melting. And here it is initially. I am trying to set up an Iceman freezing this guy, but using the freezer, I'm going to post a blue light underneath here. I got this way a little bit so it'd freeze, but for some reason this freezer is just a pile of it. So, and there's some waffles. So I'm going to be taking this Iceman, and I'm going to be trying to take a shot of him freezing an enemy in kind of like a cooler, meat cooler kind of scenery, but I'm struggling with these effects. I guess they're only designed to shoot at the ground like this. And we're here in my kitchen, the Junkpla kitchen. So this Iceman will be shooting ice to freeze an enemy, which is going to be a G.I. Joe from the Bubble Pod vehicle. It's like some just generic looking bad guy with a helmet, and I froze him in a container of water, which you'll see in a moment. And here's the G.I. Joe I spoke of that I froze in the ice. I left a little bit exposed, so it looked like he was being kind of like frozen on the spot and wasn't completely frozen for a long period of time, but we'll see how this turns out. And I'm not even joking you. Setting up the shot was a pain. All the ice cubes are melted. The trays are empty because I was in a stack of ice cubes. And it's just like, so I ended up having frozen water bottles. So I cut those open and started chopping up the ice and made little chunks, and that looked really cool. But stacking them in there, they start sliding around because you open the freezer and it starts to heat up. It's like really hot here in New Mexico even with the air conditioner on. So trying to get the shot set up and then closing the freezer and walking away for 10 minutes, coming back. Hopefully everything's kind of in place so I can place the figure, then come back. And it's just crazy. But you'll see from the stuff and, the rest of the video that it's just like one of those setups. I definitely look like a Temu Wolverine right now because I'm sweating. But we're going to get the shot done, whether it comes out good or not. But this is just trying to make a practical effect shot with mild little editing. Who knows, might edit the living crap out of this picture. All for the review that you probably either already watched or are going to watch, I hope. Please watch my reviews. They're great. Okay, now we're going to check on the situation. This is what I'm trying to do. This is probably not going to work out how I want it, but we're gonna try it. He's a little frozen. See, the freezer itself does not stay cold. It goes through these periods where parts of it are freeze and then other parts where it's wet. And I don't know why my freezer does that, but this has been closed for literally about an hour and it's still in this state. So we're just gonna do the shot and then we're gonna do some editing. As you can see, he does not want to stand up. He's sliding around. These effect parts are not going to stand on his hands. They're not designed to be forward. They're designed to be shooting at the ground, which I would have done right here. But it's not going to work. So what I'm going to do is take the shot and I'm going to do some like effects shooting at the ice. So it's almost like it's made him into a block. So we're going to try that. And now I'm trying to put lights in it to give it this kind of a blue glow. And I'm really struggling with the idea of this, so here we go. And I'm going to take a still shot out of this. A couple. I should have used my tripod. In fact, let's get my tripod. This shot's driving me crazy. I can't even tell you. It's a cool idea, but it's really hard to execute. So it's driving me crazy. And so this is a lesson in how a shot can probably never work the way you want it to, because now I'm gonna have to zoom in, which is gonna degrade the shot, but we're gonna still attempt it. Okay, so here's the shot. We're gonna move Iceman a little bit so you can see him. You can see the floor is all wet in there. And so here's the practical effect where I froze him in a block of water, some ice that was more clear than the actual plastic, which is supposed to look like snow. So now I'm gonna move this around a little bit. I can turn that one up brighter, and we can do this. And see how he slid while I'm doing this video? So it shows you that there's some sort of a, I know my freezer door is open, but when it was not, maybe we can just keep him from sliding away. And we'll just do still shots. But I've never done something like this, and I thought it would be a cool idea. So yeah, the idea was, the lights to have them look like that frosty glow. And originally I was gonna use these two guys, and I apologize for the video. It's really raw. I wanted to try something different. To kind of go with the content of my channel, to try to evolve and be more personable. And I was like, hey, let's do the shot together, or at least let me film it. And the idea, I feel, was really solid. Execution was terrible, as you can see. But right now I'm gonna show you what it looks like when I finish taking the picture and then the editing. So check it out. All right, and here is the base shot that I just took with nothing other than the lights. As you can see that it didn't really go how I wanted to. As on the left there, the frozen G.I. Joe, he started to slide as I was setting stuff up because, again, the warm air was getting in and making quick work of this really lackluster freezer. But I ended up getting the lights under there, and I kind of liked the way the light was shining. It's not a total fail, but I really was starting to realize that I was not happy with the direction this shot was going. Then here's the same shot with the lights moved around, because at some point I'm going to lay them on top of each other and kind of blend them together. I believe it's called a composite. I'm not very good with photography lingo, and I took this shot after, which was a little darker, a little bit more blue, and I was starting to kind of like this one. But if you see there on the left, the blue light was just bouncing off the side of the freezer, and I really was bothered by that. So eventually I get to the final. I blend them all together. I use a free app called PixArts because I'm a brokey and haven't made any of that bum-ass YouTube money yet. But it's a mix of the digital effects, a frost, some steam, because I was trying to go for that frozen kind of misty vibe. Added some icicles on the floor, around the feet, and the frozen figure. And in the end of the day, I really wasn't totally satisfied with this picture, but it'll work just, to throw in the review for the figure in the photos and poses section. The effect of him blasting ice looks really cheesy and more Disney magical, even though Marvel's owned by Disney. So I guess it works. It tracks. So again, I was trying something I hadn't ever done before. I do generally like practical photos. I don't really like heavy effects, but I use them sometimes, a little bit more lately, because I'm having a problem with implementation of my thoughts and ideas. And I thought this was a good way of trying something else out on a video and showing that a good idea sometimes doesn't always come to fruition the way you want to. So with that, this is my photo. You'll see it in the review. Check out my review. Watch my review. It'll be up this week, I think. But anyways, you don't have to. I'm just kidding. But anyways, thanks for watching. Appreciate y'all. If you haven't already, if you feel like it, subscribe. Drop me a like. Let me know what you think. Tell me this sucks, because I think it sucks. But anyways, peace out.